Are you importing goods into Pakistan and confused about double taxation in the form of withholding taxes under Section 153 at the time of sale of these imported goods? Did you know there's a chance you may be able to avail exemption on the payment of these taxes under Section 153? In this video, we'll simplify how Clause 47A of the second schedule can exempt you from withholding tax under Section 153. Get clarity on how these rules impact you and your business. Learn the key requirements and how to ensure compliance. Hi, I'm your tax dust advocate, Anthony Williams, and today we're breaking down the complex relationship between Section 153 and Clause 47A. If you're in the business of importing goods, this information is essential for you to understand how tax exemption can be availed. This video will give you actionable tips on how to correctly apply these laws and avoid any unnecessary tax payments. Let's quickly recap the basics. Section 153 of the Income Tax Ordinance requires prescribed persons to deduct withholding tax from payments made for goods, services, and contracts. However, this section is very wide and covers many businesses. So, what is the connection with Clause 47A? Section 153 can be very overwhelming for a new business, especially when dealing with imports, because in such cases the tax is also collected at the import stage, double tax payment for the same goods. Here's where Clause 47, a tax exemption for importer, comes in. Clause 47A of Part 4 of the Second Schedule of Income Tax Ordinance 2001 is a specific exemption. It states that Section 153's withholding requirements will not apply when a resident person is selling goods that they themselves imported. This clause is specific to those businesses who import goods directly and pay taxes under Section 148 of the Income Tax Ordinance 2001. The purpose of this clause is to ensure that a payment is not taxed twice, once when importing the goods and again at resale. 3 conditions are crucial to remember. 1. The exemption is for a resident person only. 2. The goods must have been imported by the same person. 3. Tax must have been paid under Section 148, which is income tax collected at the import stage. If you're finding this information valuable, give this video a thumbs up. Let's look at how both the seller and the buyer should proceed. First, the seller, importer. They must retain all import documents and provide the buyer a copy of these documents, such as bill of entry and any other tax receipts of income tax paid under Section 148 at the import stage. They must also provide a declaration that the goods were imported by them. Proper documentation is critical for claiming this exemption. Next, the buyer. They should properly record and verify all documents provided by the seller to ensure authenticity. The buyer must maintain copies of all documents as proof for an audit. If all conditions are met, they won't deduct tax under Section 153 on such transactions. Let's recap Clause 47. A. Exempts your business from tax deduction on resale of goods you have imported, after payment of taxes under Section 148 at import. However, if the tax is not paid at import, this clause will not apply. This exemption is only applicable for a resident taxpayer. You must have proper documents to back your claim. Remember, this exemption applies to the first sale of these goods only. Any subsequent sale by another party will be subject to the regular tax under Section 153. That's all for today's breakdown on how Clause 47A exempts your business from Section 153. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, share with your contacts, and subscribe for more tax tips. What other tax topics are you struggling with? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching Tax Dosti YouTube channel. Stay compliant and we will see you next time.